My name's Fain. Fain Douleur, which is French. It's just a name that I kind of chose back when I first started tattooing. Fain is kind of an archaic term for meaning like willing or pleased to, and Douleur is a French word for pain. So Little Fang Tattoos comes from a song that I used to sing to my cats. I used to call her my Little Fang. So yeah, that's where the name comes from.
Cute. Can you sing some of it?
Oh my gosh! Can I sing? No, I'm terrible at singing.
You are the little thing. You keep on grinning and this world keeps nagging.
I had originally come by, I was working in retail, and some lady came in one day, and I always liked tattoos and everything, but this lady came in, she had this really amazing tattoo. I'd never seen one so well done. I just remember it was so green, and she said it was 8 years old and she had never had it touched up. It was a really beautiful piece. And within 2 weeks, I had quit my management job in retail and started working in a tattoo shop. I just kind of went straight for it. So I've been tattooing about 3 years now. I worked, my first job was in Publix. I was a cashier as well. I was 15 years old and I was a cashier with a little bow tie and everything. Weird. I did work at this place called Nirvana in Ohio. It was in the middle of a cornfield basically, and we just sold Grateful Dead t-shirts and jewelry. That was kind of a little weird. Black work stuff. I do a lot of black work, color, neo-traditional, traditional, anything really bold, and kind of illustrative as well. Feels like it still keeps transforming that way. People see something that I've done they like and they come to me for it, and it just kind of builds up on that, and you see yourself going in that direction, maybe a direction that you didn't think that you would go into. I always thought I would be, solid black worker, and now I'm doing a lot of color, and I really have fun doing color and doing neo-traditional, and I really love it. So more and more people are coming to me for that, and I find that a lot of artists, it kind of just builds organically, and sometimes you end up totally not where you thought you'd be. I'm not sure if it's appropriate to say, but can I tell about just a story of the shop? Okay, so there was a client getting tattooed in the shop, and he was 10 minutes into the tattoo, and he starts saying oh man, I think I'm having a heart attack or something, and he was just really nervous. At the end, he was totally fine. He just had a panic attack, but he called the ambulance on himself, and he's while they're tattooing, he's oh wait a minute, he didn't say he was gonna call the ambulance. He's just ambulance. So we're oh no, what's going on? So we stopped the tattoo. We're trying to keep him calm. And the ambulance comes, and the ambulance is just wheeling him out with half of a tattoo, and we're before he left, we were oh, we still need your credit card information. That was a pretty crazy. He came back the next day. He's oh, it's fine. I just got really scared. And then I called the ambulance. He tipped, and he got finished. And he was fine the next time. Worst client tattoo idea. An owl in a tree, but I want the eyes to be huge. And in the eyes, going in circular motion, she wants the names of all of her family members going in circles in the eyes. We said that is impossible. It was 20 people's names in eyes of an owl that was going to be gigantic around the head. So that's not going to happen. I think my first tattoo actually is the worst one, but it has sentimental value. It's the back of my hand. This thing here, I didn't know it was my first tattoo, and I just went in and I didn't know what I wanted, so I printed out this terrible tribal peacock. It had a lot of meaning at the time. And I was oh, can we do something like this, but make it your own? I thought he was a good artist. He just Google imaged tribal peacock and slapped it right on. And there it is. And I would get it covered up. However, when I worked with a tattooer named Amy at another shop, she was gonna do some stuff to it. She ended up relining it, and then she passed away. So I don't get it covered up because of that reason. It's pretty special to me now, even though it's my ugliest. She knows, Lord, she knows. The only tattoos that I would refuse to do are the inside of lips and eyelids or eyeballs, because it's not necessarily a tattoo, it's more of an injection. Those are the only ones that I refuse to do. I really want to do more large scale pieces, bold color, neo-traditional stuff. All black is fine. I like black work as well. Creepy, occult kind of tattooing, that's right up my alley. So yeah. My favorite thing about being a tattoo artist, I always go back to this one thing that an old boss told me, is that it's kind of a saying she told me, and it always holds with me. She said, tattoos are the one thing no one can take away from you. You know, you get a divorce, you can lose your house, you can lose your car, everything that you own, you know, you can lose, you know, people you love, boyfriends, girlfriends, you know, that all falls apart. But tattooing, no one can ever take that away from you. So, or like getting tattooed, that makes sense, like having tattoos on you. No one can ever take that away. So I love that fact, and I just love the intimate, like personal relationships. You really get like develop friends from your clients, and get to know them. So I like that. Oh, my cats. Well, I've adopted 2, and now I'm getting a 3rd one as well. That's kind of come from that. But the 2 I adopted from Cat 2 Day, Smudge and Laszlo. They're 2 black